Hello friends, welcome you all. Today in this lecture we are going to we are going to study the Indian financial system. What is financial system? We are going to discuss what is financial system and meaning of financial system, the key elements which are required for well functioning of financial system, then components of financial system, and one by one we are going to discuss the components of financial system. So let us discuss first what is financial system first. Financial system, the role of financial system is the economic development of any country depends upon the well organized financial system. So the development and growth of any economy is depend on how the financial system of that country is developed or organized. Financial system is a system which supplies the necessary financial inputs for the production of goods and services to improve the standard of life and well-being of the nation. So financial system which provides the financial input for the production, and production leads to the well-being of the nation or standard of living of the masses in that particular country. So it includes financial market and financial institutions, and it deals with money and monetary assets. In a formal way, we can define a financial system, or we can elaborate the meaning of financial system. So, in a formal way, we can say that a set of subsystems of financial institutions, markets, instruments, and services. So, what include in financial system? Financial system includes financial institutions, for example, banks, non-banking financial institutions, then development banks, then capital market intermediaries, like that. So financial institution is the first component of financial system. Then markets, financial markets means money market, capital market, and all other uh, components of these markets. And next is instrument, financial instrument. For example, financial institutions are there, financial market is there, then the instruments needed. For example, in share market, stock market, share is the instrument, equity is the instrument. Then in case of banking transaction, then check is the instrument, debt, debenture, then bond. So these are the financial instruments. And financial services provided by the financial institutions, like banking institution, non-banking insurance institutions, then capital market institution, money market institution. So these institutions provide financial services. Then financial market also provides financial services. So financial system means the set of subsystem: financial institution, financial market, financial instrument, and financial services. So whole these components comprises in the financial system. Intermediate with the flow of funds between savers and in borrowers. So the main role of financial system is there are two units in the any economy, that is surplus unit and deficit unit. So financial system uh, is the intermediary system which with the help of different services, it acts as a intermediary between savers and borrowers, surplus unit and deficit unit. So those who have surplus money, they can invest, they can put their money into a bank, or they can buy shares, they can buy bonds. And those who are deficit unit, they can borrow from the bank. So financial system is the platform where financial system acts as a intermediate between savers and borrowers. Then financial system facilitate transfer and allocation of scarce resources efficiently and effectively. Suppose imagine there are no banks in the economy. So what happens? So those who have the financial resources, extra money, they cannot lend to the those who are deficit unit, or those who need extra money to invest or to fulfill their capital need. So main function of financial system is facilitate transfer and allocate the scarce resources. Means the resources are scarce in any economy. So the money is valuable, capital is valuable. So these scarce and valuable resources, financial system distribute efficiently and effectively and transfer to the deficit unit. Now let us discuss what are the functions of financial system. What are the functions, responsibility of financial system? First, as we have discussed, mobilize the savings from deficit unit to surplus unit to deficit unit. Then promote the investment. If financial system is not there, if banks are not there, then what will happen? The surplus money will not get to the borrowers or investors. So investment will not happen, or investment will not get promotion. So through the financial system, those who want to invest, those entrepreneurs want to invest in their businesses for production of any goods and services in the economy, capital is needed, and the need of capital is fulfilled by the financial system, from transferring financial resources from the scarce unit to the surplus unit to the deficit unit. Next is facilitate the free flow of fund for productive ventures. So those who have extra money, that transferred to the productive ventures, productive activities. So where goods and services are produced, or in future production starts, there the capital need of such productive ventures or free flow funds is provided by the financial system. Then financial system provides the liquidity. What is liquidity? Liquidity means the what can we say, that the liquidity. I give one example, that in our body blood circulation is needed. So like blood circulation in our body, the liquidity or the free flow of fund is needed in the economy to function well, or without liquidity the economic activity cannot happen. So if you want to see the importance of liquidity, then go to the demonetization period and observe the activity in the economy. Because of lack of liquidity, because of lack of free flow of fund, there is the adverse effect on the economy, and the economic activity cannot happen without the money or the liquidity. So financial system provides the liquidity in the economy. Now, what are the key elements of a well functioning of financial system? What are the key elements? First thing is strong legal and regulatory environment. So, if there is not a strong legal and regulatory environment, there can frauds can happen, then unfair activities can happen, then the corruption can happen. So strong legal and regulatory environment is needed. For example, on the banking system, Reserve Bank of India is the strong regulator who controls whole the banking system. Then in case of insurance sector, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India is the regulator who controls the insurance sector. If you take the example of capital market, then Security and Exchange Board of India is the regulator of capital market. So like that, the strong legal, what happened before SEBI in 1990, before establishment of SEBI, there was one famous fraud in the stock market, that is we called it Harshad Mehta fraud. So this happened because of the there was not a strong regulatory environment like today we have, which created by the SEBI. So if strong regulatory and legal environment not there, then the financial system cannot function well. Then stable money. What is stable money? Stable money means the value of currency, value of money should be stable. Means suppose there is a inflation, means there is the all price level is very high in the economy and all goods are very costly, so it is called inflation. So inflation decreases the value of, depreciates the value of money. And on the other hand, if there is the deflation, means the price level is at very low level, then also it is a problematic for the economy. So what desire or what deserves is the stable money, means there should not be inflation and deflation. So the money, the value of money should be stable to well functioning of financial system. Then third thing is sound public finances and public debt management. Sound means the strong. So strong public finances. Public finances means the government's revenue, expenditure and debt management. So if government is strong, then financial system is also strong. So if there is a very large fiscal deficit, deficit budget is there, then a large debt to GDP ratio is there, then it becomes problematic for government also and for financial system also. So sound public finances, government should be very strong on their income, expenditure and debt management. So these strong public finances needed for well functioning of financial system. Next is a central bank. So central bank like Reserve Bank of India. So Reserve Bank of India have the reputation to a very good regulator, or it has the reputation in the world, that is it is very strict and very what we can say, it promotes the financial system, it promotes the money market, it works for the development, and with all these things it is the Reserve Bank of India is very strong regulator, which do not compromise on the front of any malpractices or any kind of uh, unfair activities in the economy. So strong central bank is needed. Then sound banking system. So India have the Indian banking system is now strong because of the Reserve Bank of India. In 2008, a financial crisis was there in the USA, and many big banks, investment banks collapsed. But a single Indian bank not collapsed due to financial crisis in India. So the all the credit goes to the Reserve Bank of India. Sound banking system is needed for well functioning of financial system. Some NPA's problem is there in the Indian economy, but uh, some of frauds which on the front of NPA happened recently, but overall Indian banking system is not that much loose. It is we can say it is a strong banking, sound banking system. So Reserve Bank of India always try to improve the strongness of banking system. Then information system. So information system is needed to well functioning of financial system. So for example, now banking technology is very efficient in India. Everyone is using digital payment, different apps to do transactions. So 24 hours banking is going on in the Indian economy. So information system, and on the other front, the communication between the regulators, banking system, then governments, all these things are happening technology based. So information system is needed. Then well functioning securities market. So capital market, securities market should be very well functioning. Now the regulator should be very strong there. So Security and Exchange Board of India and such AMFI is there on the regulator of the mutual fund. Reserve Bank of India is there, Government of India. So all these institution working for well functioning of securities market. So well functioning securities market needed in the financial system. To understand the financial system, we required the five concepts. That is, first financial asset, second is financial intermediary or institution, third is financial market, financial instrument, and financial services. So one by one we are going to discuss because these five things we must understand to understand the whole financial system of any country. First is financial asset. Which things called financial asset? The basic product of any financial system is financial asset. So unlike financial asset, physical assets are not used for further income. So there are two types of asset. First is physical asset and second is financial asset. The What is physical asset? Physical asset means, for example, which asset which is not used for further income. For example, if you are building home and you are living in your home, then you will not get the income, further income. Suppose you have purchased home and it is given on the rent, then the further income starts. So that home becomes a financial asset, and if you are living yourself in the home, then it is not a Financial asset because it is not creating further income for you, it is a physical asset. But the objective of the investment decide the nature of the investment. For example, I have given you example. If a building is bought for residential purposes, it is a physical asset. If the same is used for hiring, then it is a financial asset. So hence financial asset means the asset which is bought for further creation of income or asset. Now we can classify the financial assets into two groups. First is non-marketable assets and marketable assets. So if bank deposit is there, then you cannot sell it. Then life insurance is there, you cannot sell it. Then provident fund, commercial deposit, then PO certificates. So these are not the marketable assets. So financial asset we can classify into two groups. Now let us discuss what are the marketable assets. Marketable assets means shares, government securities, bonds, mutual fund units, bearer debentures. So these five instruments we can sell. So these are the marketable assets. So these are the two things we can classify. Financial asset can be classified into these two groups. Now, what are the components of financial system? Components means the major part of the financial system. Number one is financial institutions. Financial institutions have the one part of the financial system. Second is financial market. So financial market is second part. Third is financial instrument, and fourth is financial services. So these are the four components of financial system. Now let us discuss financial institution. First part of our financial system. The term financial institution or intermediaries include all kind of organization which intermediate and facilitate financial transactions for both individual and corporate. So hence it refers to all kind of financial institutions which facilitate financial transaction in financial market. So financial transactions happen in the economy. So all such organizations, for example, banking institutions are financial institution, non-banking financial institution, insurance companies are there, development banks are there, then so these are the financial institutions which facilitate financial transactions in the financial market. So these we call financial institutions or intermediaries. We can classify financial institutions into two groups. First is unorganized sector and second is organized sector. So organized sectors includes organized sector means the sector on which regulator have the control. For example, if capital market is there, then Security and Exchange Board of India is the regulator of organized sector. So the all such institutions which have the regulatory control, government have direct or indirect control on such market or such sector, it is called organized sector. For example, capital market and money market. So on the money market, Reserve Bank of India is the controller, regulator of money market, and SEBI is the regulator of capital market. In case of unorganized sector, money lenders are there, indigenous bankers are there, pawn brokers are there, and landlord traders and landlords are there. So on these four components, money lender, indigenous bankers, pawn brokers, landlords, they do not have the control of regulators. So regulators are not there. So money lenders do not have the institutional setup or they do not have the control of Reserve Bank of India. So these comes under the unorganized sector. Now the second component of our financial system is the financial institutions. So under the the financial institution I have shown here in a T diagram. So under the organized sector, two components come, that is capital market and money market. So under capital market, non-banking institutions are there, non-banking financial companies are there, development financial institutions, all India financial institutions, state level institutions and other institutions. Under the capital market, second component is mutual funds. So under mutual fund, public sector mutual funds are there, private sector mutual funds are there. And in case of money market financial institution, all banking institutions come under that. Reserve Bank of India is there, scheduled commercial banks are there. Under these scheduled commercial banks, public sector banks are there, private sector banks are there, foreign banks are there, regional rural banks. And in case of non-scheduled banks, there are some institutions come under that category, which are not mentioned in the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India Act. In case of banking institutions, scheduled cooperative banks are there, non-scheduled cooperative banks are there. Then in case of unorganized sector, money lenders institutions are there, indigenous bankers are there, pawnbrokers and traders. Post office saving banks also come there. So these all financial institutions we can categorize under the organized sector and unorganized sector. So these are the financial institutions. So friends, we stop here for today, and in the next lecture we are going to discuss the next component of financial system. That is we have seen the financial institution, second is financial market, financial instrument and financial services. So remaining these three components of financial system we are going to discuss in the next lecture. So thanks for watching this video. Write your comment in the comment box. Thanks. See you in the next lecture.